guys, it's Maya. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on our video today. I missed you guys so much. This is me giving you a big hug through energy because I just missed you guys so much. I haven't sat down to record for YouTube in 2 weeks, maybe even a little bit longer, and usually like the last 2 weeks of Christmas around the holiday season is just so busy. There's so much going on, and I was still working on like private readings, and then I also was working on Patreon content. So it's like, along with all my other stuff that was going on in my real life apart from like my readings, I just could not get around to YouTube. So I had to pause, and I'm just so happy to be back, and things are finally settling in, better. Things are slowing down a little bit better now that we're going into the new year. I cannot believe it's 2026, and I'm just so happy to be here, to be back making content on my channel. 2 weeks, oh my god, it feels like a lifetime. It feels like eternity has passed by. Like it feels like forever. So I'm just so happy to be here, and we have such a jam-packed January for readings. So I wanted to save all of our 2026 readings for the month of January. So this is our January messages that I do every month, and then next week, we're going to be looking at your love life in 2026. The week after that, we're going to be looking at your career in 2026. And then the week after that, we're going to be looking at 2026 month by month. So I am dedicating all of our 2026 videos to the month of January. So we have a lot to talk about the year ahead. So I hope everyone is ready, and I hope everyone stays tuned for the upcoming readings. So we're just jumping right in to see what's going on with you in January. So yeah, I have 3 groups for you guys to choose from. Each group has a different tarot deck, different crystal, and a different card that came out as I shuffled. I will say that all cards, like, because I saw them, all of the cards, they are super like it's like a new beginning for like almost all of the energies. They're like different beginnings and different, like, it's different, but it all had the same idea of like, okay, we're jumping into 2026 with like this very positive, but also like this new energy of like expecting something different this year, expecting new habits, new routines. So I liked it. I was like, okay, like we're already getting off to a good start to check into our energies for January. But yeah, let me go ahead and show you your options up close one by one. Group 1, this is the Shadowscapes Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and your crystal is this amethyst point, and your card is the 8 of Cups. Group 2, this is the Wild Unknown Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and your crystal is this smoky quartz cluster, and your card is the High Priestess. Group 3, this is the Fountain Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and your crystal is this fluorite chunk, and your card is the Magician. Okay, you guys, here are all of your options laid out for you side by side. Keep in mind, you can watch as many as you would like. If you're drawn to multiple or even all 3 of them, watch as many, because there could be multiple messages for you in multiple readings. And take all the time you need to pick your groups. I'm going to get started with group number 1. Hey guys, if you chose this amethyst point with this Shadowscapes Tarot and the 8 of Cups, this is your group. Hello, group number 1. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and thank you guys so much for your support. Happy 2026, everybody. I cannot believe it is the new year, and we are getting right into it to see what is going on with you in the month of January. So we're going to be looking at your main energies in January with these cards here, and then we're going to go in with the deck you chose to look at specifically love and relationships, career, studies, and personal and spiritual growth in the month of January. Did I just say December? I feel like for some of you, there is like lingering energy that could have started in November of 2025. And it was like November, December, and like you're bringing that into January, but it feels like a positive energy. And it also feels emotional and spiritual. So it feels like you know, and this being the Eight of Cups, it feels like, say, if you like ended something or walked away from something or closed a cycle in your life at the end of 2025, I think that's what I'm sensing. So, hypothetical example, right? Like if you got out of a relationship in the end of 2025 and, you know, like that is over and now you're going into the new year and you're like healing and like overcoming that, but it still feels like something is being like something from the previous few months is like somehow affecting you in January, but it doesn't feel like you're bringing like it's not like you're bringing the energies in the sense that you are not moving on or that you're not healing, but it feels like it is still affecting you to some extent, which makes sense, right? Because if you went through something emotional or something that was a bit intense, you know, it's gonna take months, it's gonna take time, you know, who knows how long it'll take for you to fully like shake it off and heal through something. But that's what I'm sensing. I feel like for this group, you really are healing, and it's something that started a couple months ago. Now, with this Eight of Cups being your intro card, it just feels like this group is like my emotional and spiritually developing group. I feel like you are gaining wisdom, you're gaining this higher level of understanding, but also it's like you're healing emotionally. Like I feel like this is all about your emotions and your spiritual awakening in the month of January, and I think it's like something that is kind of, the seeds were already kind of planted in you for a few months leading up to now. I hope that makes sense. So again, I am thinking something about a relationship or an ending, because that is, you know, when you would be emotionally tied to somebody in that sense. So it doesn't have to be like a romantic connection, but I think just detaching from something emotionally and like mentally, spiritually detaching and moving on from that and like evolving and all the healing that comes with that, all the spiritual awakening energies that come with that. I feel like that's what you're going through. But I will say your energy seems very positive, and that's why I was trying to say it doesn't feel like you're bringing negativity into the new year. It's like you are excited to heal, you're excited for the future, you're excited for this next chapter. It's like, and you're taking the time to heal. You're taking the time to go through the spiritual awakening. You're not rushing it. And that's why I love this energy, because it feels so positive. It also feels like you have a lot of awareness, you know, and that's what I was saying, like you're gaining wisdom. So you're gaining awareness on why things happen the way they did up until now. And you're gaining awareness on the healing and like what your body is currently going through, what emotions you're currently experiencing. Like you are aware enough to know what is happening. I hope that makes sense. So I love it. I think this is a great energy. I'm actually maybe gonna move that. I feel like it looks kind of funny when it's standing up. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it right there because I like to keep my decks on this side. That is just a habit of mine. There we go. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm sensing, you know. Let's get into the cards here. I have a ton of cards. This is going to show us your energies in the month of January. So it's not necessarily your current energy, but it is what your energy will be in this month of January. So let's get into this for group one, and keep in mind this is the energy check. So if this doesn't resonate with you, and you know, if what we've talked about till now doesn't resonate with you, then definitely check out a different group. So let's see what's going on. Recovery. What I was just talking about this. That's like exactly what I was talking about. Oh, that glare. Okay. Yeah, oh, I love that. You're really like figuring out who you are. The first house is all about you. It's about your identity. It's about you as a human being here on earth, but also you as a soul. You know, and I love that this recovery has a key, because that's what we're saying. You're going through this spiritual, emotional, developmental stage in your life right now, and you're really figuring out who you are. You're also realizing the life you want to live, the person you want to be, maybe the career path you want to be a part of, or the type of relationships that you want, the type of friendships, the type of love, whatever it is. It feels like you're really figuring out who you are, and that's why this is so exciting for you. It's like a rebirth, because I think you're not like running away from this new beginning. You know, you're not shying away from it. You're excited about about it, you're jumping into it, and you're like, yes, like I'm ready to go. I'm ready for my new beginning. I'm ready to recover and become more aligned to who I am meant to be. And not just here on earth, but also your soul. You know, you're allowing your soul to evolve the way it is meant to. You're allowing it to heal, maybe even past wounds, past trauma, past lives situations. You know, it feels like such a deep re-cleansing and recovery, the way that card states. So that's perfect. I think that's very accurate to what I was talking about. And these cards, I don't know what these cards are. I flip it over with you. We have the Star. This is Aquarius energy. Ooh, Woman Warrior. Have you answered your deepest calling? Oh my gosh, and it says awareness with the number 1. I literally use the word awareness, so that's really crazy. Huh. Very specific energy, very straightforward energy. So again, if this doesn't resonate with you, definitely check out a different group. I love that in the Star, she's not planting, sorry. I meant to say she's watering the plants, which feels like nurturing something, taking care of something. But in this way, I'm feeling like it's you to yourself. You're taking care of yourself, you're nurturing yourself, you're taking care of your body, you're taking care of your mind, your emotions, your spirit. It really feels like somebody who is pouring into themselves, maybe for the first time in a long time. It almost feels overdue for some of you. And I love it because it feels very independent. It feels like right now you are your number 1 priority. You are the focus of your routine. It's like now everything that you want revolves around you. And maybe in the past, things used to revolve around other people or around relationships or around pleasing somebody, you know, and now it feels like everything just revolves around you, and that's the way it's meant to be. It really feels overdue for some of you that are listening to this. It does feel like whatever got you to this stage could have been hard because, you know, it could have been some kind of a tower moment, some kind of a wake-up call, like something that was not the easiest to go through, but it feels like it was a blessing in disguise. So if you did experience something pretty intense, Spirit is saying it's a blessing in disguise. Like we orchestrated things to happen the way it did, so you can become this person that you are today and continue to evolve to who you are meant to be. It does feel like the past version of you was hindering this growth in some way. And I love this too, because this reminds me of the Queen of Swords, and it says, have you answered your deepest calling? Because now you're just doing you're answering your callings, you're pursuing the life that you want to live. I also think you are establishing healthy boundaries, you're cutting people off. You could even be moving to your own home in the month of January, or it's like this year you're planning to move out, and I'm really sensing healthy boundaries. But like you're very independent this month, or you will become very independent in January, or even just in the first half of this year. I see a lot of independence for you. I do think you realize that you have a deeper calling in life, and I think that whatever you were tangled up with up until now just wasn't you. It wasn't meant for you, and now you have the awareness. I love that this card is here because I used this word multiple times. Now you have the awareness, you have the key, you know, you have the tools now to do what you need to do and to live how you need to live and to evolve the way you need to evolve. And that's why it's always felt so positive the moment I sat down with this group today. This is also the Magician energy. So this is something I said in the intro for all of the groups, is that every group so far has like an ace, or even the High Priestess for group 2, it's a number 2, right? So everything is still talking about some kind of a new beginning. So I do feel like your energy going into January, it's really like setting the tone for the rest of the year, or at least for like the first half of the year. Like it's really setting the tone for what you want out of 2026. And I am hearing like it's revolving around you now. You know, you are not going to revolve around somebody else. Your actions, your desires, your plans, your goals, it's revolving around you. And that's like the best energy to be in. I definitely think plants could help you. Plants or pets, like something that you are loving and nurturing and taking care of in the month of January could be very significant. but it really feels like just slowly recovering and rebuilding yourself from the bottom up. I just saw 1111 as I said that. It does feel like this door, this key, you have been missing the key for a long time, and now you finally have the key. But the key was missing, and now you're finally able to unlock the next level, unlock that door, get rid of the blockages that were in your way. And there is a lot of divine timing and divine intervention in your life right now, because they are giving you keys. I mean, they're giving you like the next steps, the clues. They're helping move things in and out of your life. So it does feel like you are being encouraged to kind of just like relax, you know, like take a deep breath, relax, and just have faith that something is helping you. You know, there is a higher power that is helping you, and you're doing your own things in the 3D, but you know, Spirit is saying don't do too much, because we got you. We're gonna help you out too. You know, you can meet us halfway, but you don't have to do everything you're on your own this month. Now, this is Aries, so we have Aquarius, we have Aries. This is Mercury energy with the Magician. I was thinking about swords, the Queen of Swords, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be significant. So you could have Aquarius in the first house. But yeah, I think like your true sense of identity, like that is the most important thing to you in the month of January. And also in 2026 too, I think your style, your behavior, your habits, your personality, maybe even what you eat, what you become a part of, it's like everything. It's like you are not holding back. You're truly becoming the most authentic version of yourself this month. And it feels like you have been lacking that for a long time. Even just like self-expression, even if it's like who you're dating, a part of your relationships, about how you want to express yourself, like whatever it is, it feels like you're finally being true to who you are and what your real desires are, and not just what society wants you to be, or how family or how traditional values are. You know, it's like you're really speaking through your heart in the month of January, and I really love that. It really does feel like you are the main character, and I love that, and I feel like you should be the main character. You should be the main character of your life every day, every month, every year. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's so crazy, because it's like you live one life and you're making somebody else the main character in your life. You're making somebody, like, you're allowing somebody else to make decisions for you when it's your one life that you're living. Like, that to me makes no sense. And I'm not saying that to you directly, but I think that's how a lot of society is. And also, I don't have social media right now, but years ago when I did have TikTok, I would see a lot of like comments on videos, and like people just negativity, and people saying things like, oh, like she thinks she's the main character. You know, like, well, duh, like, it's her life. Like, who else is going to be the main character? And, like, why are you shaming somebody if they want to be the main character of their own life? Like, to me, that is so crazy. That is so just, like, wounded. That's such a wounded mentality. It's such an unhealed mentality to have, to really shame somebody for them to be the main character in their own life. Like, make that make sense, because it does not make sense to shame somebody about that. But anyway, it just feels like you're finally in your main character energy, and you need to stay there. You need to be there forever, because your life revolves around you. It does not revolve around other people. So, my rant aside, that is what I'm seeing for your current energy in January, and I love it. So, let's get into the deck that you guys chose. That like gets my blood boiling. I like need to take a sip of my sparkling water, you guys, because I need to calm down. Because that, I'm sorry, like that was one of the main reasons I got rid of social media. But TikTok in general, it's so toxic. And it's just full of people projecting their own insecurities onto you. And you know what? For some of you, maybe this is a sign that you need to get rid of social media this month. You need to detox, really disconnect from people around you, from the society around you, from toxic people, whether that's in real life, whether it's online. Like, really get rid of your social media. If you feel like you are like reinventing yourself and you're really detaching or want to detach from negativity and like especially evil eye from random strangers, you definitely need to get rid of social media, because that was probably one of the best things I ever did, was get rid of mine, and it's just, I couldn't recommend it enough. Okay, so let's break it down into 3 groups. So we're going to be looking at your love and relationship, career, studies, and personal and spiritual growth in the month of January. So let's start with love and relationships for group number 1. Group 1's love and relationships in the month of January. We have 8 of Swords. I do feel like that came out in the reverse. Let me clarify. Group 1's love and relationships in the month of January. Oh, King of Cups. Wow, Queen of Pentacles. Okay. And then we even have 10 of Swords. Okay. You know, in the intro, I was saying, or for like the intro of your group, I was saying like for some of you, it could be about a relationship that caused all of this to happen, or that, you know, like could have been a relationship with somebody. For those of you who feel like you did come out of a relationship recently and like you're not looking for love right now, I feel like in January, you're really coming out of certain mindsets, and you're coming out of certain expectations or self-limiting beliefs. And I think it goes hand in hand with when you grow as a person, you heal, you become aware. I do think naturally your confidence will go up, and naturally you know what you deserve and you know what you want out of life. So it feels like for a lot of you, it's like there's a lot of mental healing that is going on as well, especially, you know, previous trauma, previous pain, previous like questioning, like why did this happen? All of these things, right? Like all of the icky stuff. I think you're really finding clarity on a lot of things, and especially like mental clarity, and you're finding peace within a lot of things because you're like aware enough to learn what it's teaching you, but you're also walking away from it. You're not holding onto this baggage. So I feel like that's a very positive energy for you to be in, especially if healing is your number 1 priority. I do think you will heal. I also think that with the 8 of Swords, again, I felt like this was in the reverse. The 8 of Swords and the King of Cups, this really feels like you're healing your perspective on love, you're healing your perspective on relationships and how somebody could treat you and what you deserve. I think up until now, especially if you've been hurt and you've been a part of toxicity and toxic people, negative people, all these things, whether it's love in romance or love in like friendships and family, I think this is for everybody, all categories, is like you're healing your approach to love and friendships and relationships and connections in general. Like you're realizing there's people out there that actually do care for you, that actually do love you. There's relationships out there that is exactly what you deserve, and maybe even better than you could have ever imagined. So it's like you're healing your perspectives and your relationship with love, with connections, with romance, with people, with friends, you know, whatever types of connections it is. It feels like you are really healing the whatever you had built up, whether it was trauma, whether it was pain, whether it was self-limiting beliefs. It's like you're really healing out of that. So I love that energy. And look, I picked that up, and we have the Queen of Pentacles here, and then we have the Queen of Wands here. So again, I think that also, putting the 10 of Swords in the reverse, I feel like that also shows you really healing and becoming, like, you're becoming independent, but you're also like coming into yourself. I think you're finding a lot of confidence within who you are. I think you're exploring new hobbies, new talents, new skills, new things, right? Because you're becoming yourself, you're discovering yourself. So it's like I see you just being very happy, being just you, and focusing on you, focusing on your own growth and stability. And I think a main theme for you in love and relationships in January is healing your mindset and your views and your previous connection, like not like physically healing connections and relationships, but healing the way you view things, healing the connection that you have to love, or the way that you view people and the way you view what you deserve. Does that make sense? But I do love that, because I think that, you know, that is very important, and that really is like the first step to healing. And I also think that if there is like friends, family, acquaintances, like anybody that you want to detach from because you just don't want their energy in your life, I think that's what you're gonna do. So Spirit is encouraging you to really think about like who you allow into your personal space, and feel free to get rid of anybody that you don't want there. So let's look at Group 1's career and studies in the month of January. Ooh, Knight of Cups. I have the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Let's look at career and studies. Wow, you have the Emperor. And then you also have Strength. For some of you, there could be a specific masculine energy that you meet in January, or that you are already friends with, or somebody that's already in your life. But it could be that this person really helps you heal, or really helps you, you know, experience kindness, experience love, friendships, all these things. I think you're really taking charge within career and studies as well. I also sense that you're not overdoing it when it comes to work and other things in life, because it feels like there's a lot going on like internally, right? Like we're really recovering from things, we're really evolving into a new person. So it feels like you're gonna be really good about balancing your schedule this month and not overdoing it. And I think that's exactly what Spirit is advising you, is that don't overdo it this month. Like take it one day at a time, you know. And if there's days where emotionally and spiritually you feel drained and you feel like you can't do much, then don't do much, you know. Take it one day at a time, and don't force yourself to have a busy schedule every day. Don't force yourself to like work too much. So I think that's a very important message for you, is to balance out time for healing, time for work, time for play. And if you need to take a break from one or the other, that's fine, do it. Allow yourself the time to take a break. I do think you're doing a little bit more of what you love, so we can even look at this as like hobbies, and you know, just pursuing things. Maybe for some of you, you're pursuing a new job this year or in January, or pursuing a new form of study, like studying something new in January. But it does feel like you're a little bit more like detached a little bit. I think there's just so much going on in your life right now that like maybe career and studies is not the main focus, but it does feel like you're still doing things that you enjoy, or still like partaking in activities and hobbies and things that you might enjoy. But I think overall there's an energy to be disciplined, to not overwork yourself and not spend too much time and energy into something. And pretty much like they don't want you to burn out in January. But yeah, there could be activities and things that you do enjoy. And with the Emperor, yeah, kind of just taking your power back in life, taking your power back, staying disciplined, having long-term goals. I think that could also be something important in career and studies right now. It's like, instead of you chasing immediate satisfactions, you're more so thinking about long-term goals and long-term plans. Let's look at Group 3. Oh, whoa, you're not Group 3. Maybe some of you were drawn to group 3. Let's see. Personal and spiritual growth for Group 1 in January. Personal and spiritual growth for Group 1 in January. Even this feels like taking your power back. And then we have the 8 of Wands. So you have the King of Wands Eight of Wands. Oh my God, Nine of Pentacles and the Death card. Wow, that's like exactly what I was already sensing. The rebirth, the spiritual death and a rebirth, the awakening, spiritual recovery. So that makes a lot of sense that we have the Death card here for personal and spiritual growth. I love this. With the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Wands, it's like you're taking your power back. Whether you identify as a masculine energy or feminine energy, it doesn't matter. I think this is just the energy of like somebody's taking their power back, you know, and that's pretty much everything we've been talking about up until now. With the Eight of Wands, it does feel like you're aligning to who you're really meant to be. Like your frequency is changing, your alignment is changing. So now things are falling into place easier, and I think you're happier. I think that you're more excited, you're more adventurous, maybe you even have more energy to like do things, and it just feels like things are just really aligning for you. And I also see a lot of like spontaneity for you in this month. I also see you becoming very confident this month as well. But yeah, it's all because of this death and this new beginning that you're going through. And I also think you have been going through this up until now, and now it's finally like shifting into the recovery. So that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, with the Nine of Pentacles, I think that you're just doing more things that make you happy, and you're also finding independence and stability within yourself, and it's like a whole new you, and I love it. And I feel like that's your energy not only in January but going into this year is just a whole new you, and I'm incredibly happy for you. So that is what I am seeing for the for the reading. Let me go ahead and get you some cards of advice before we end off. Let's see. Advice for group number 1. We have fan, romance, celebration, and party. This doesn't have to be romance if that's not what you're interested in, but it could still just be, you know, being extroverted, spending time with people, having fun with like-minded people, feeling a little fun and flirty. Okay. We have dog, protection from a powerful friend. You could physically have a dog like in the real world, or this could be from spirit. Wow, and these came out together. Look at that. It's a spear, heartache over what you no longer have, but victory in some endeavor. So, you know, clearly we've been seeing that you are healing and you are overcoming something. And I think Spirit is reminding you that you're human, and you're going to have days where you might fall back into some sadness or into something, right? But you will overcome it, and you're still on the right path. Even if you have a day where you're upset again, that's fine. You know, you're human and that's going to happen, but that doesn't take away from your progress. We have horse with short journey. You could be going on a trip, like a road trip, a weekend trip. We have yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. I feel like that makes sense with the heartache. You know, you're human, and healing is not a linear journey. Oh, we have wealth. I love that. Mountain road, you're on the road to success, and you have victory. So I think that's very straightforward. And here we have tower. It's a solid foundation, success with effort. And then here, last one I'll take is we have kite with vacation, and we were just talking about a short trip, so that also goes well with that. Okay, group number 1, thank you so much for joining me here for our January messages. I hope everyone had a great New Year's. I hope you got all of your New Year's plans and resolutions, and I hope you're getting started for this new year. So thank you so much for being here and for sharing your energy with me. I have a Patreon. If you're interested in exclusive content, definitely go ahead and check that out. The link is in the description below. And if you want to book a one-on-one private reading with me, go ahead and email me. That is also in the description below. But take good care of yourself, you guys. Have a great rest of your day or night, and please subscribe if you would like to see more content from me. Remember, we have a bunch of 2026 videos coming up, so you want to subscribe so you know when those go up. But thank you so much, you guys. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you, or I'll talk to you very soon. Bye. Hey guys, If you chose this High Priestess with the Wild Unknown Tarot and this Smoky Quartz cluster, this is your group. Hello, group number 2. Thank you guys so much for being here. I just noticed that this is group 2 and you guys chose card 2, so there could be some synchronicities with the number 2 or 22. 2's repeating, something like that. But thank you guys so much for being here. This is our January 2026 monthly messages, predictions, and advice reading. So we're going to start off with these cards here. This is going to show us your energy in the month of January. So if you feel like this energy doesn't really resonate with you, then definitely check out a different group. But if you feel like it does resonate with you, then we're going to go in with this deck. And we're going to look at your love and relationships, career, studies, and personal and spiritual growth in the month of Whoa, I almost said November. I don't know why I almost just said November. In the month of January. Maybe November is significant to you guys in some way. That was totally a slip. But anyway, let's get into it. So group 2's energy in the month of January, we have Joy. Joy could actually be somebody's name, or somebody could have like a 3-letter name like that. We have Jupiter. Wow, J's. Jupiter and Joy. We have the Page of Swords. Mirror. Who or what is triggering you? Oh, that's interesting. And then we have like somebody looking out of a computer screen with a bunch of knives coming out of it. So that is interesting. I wonder if there is a message here for group 2 to set healthy boundaries. The High Priestess also talks about our intuition. So I wonder if you're intuitively picking up on certain people, certain things that are maybe kind of off, certain people that are kind of off. And I think Spirit is asking you to listen to these intuitive messages or like your gut feelings that you have about somebody. Oh, wow. And spiritual strength with the number 9. So we have a lot of spiritual energy here for group 2. Okay, it feels like you're really detaching from certain things in the past, which is really good because it feels like you're finally in a very happy energy, and you're in this energy because you have detached from the things in your life that were making you unhappy at some point in time, especially if it was triggers and maybe about boundaries, maybe about other people, maybe cutting people off. But there's something about you are finally feeling free. So it feels like there's this burden that has been taken off of you, group 2. So in the month of January, you feel very free and very loose, and like you don't have that burden anymore. So for some of you, maybe you have already got rid of that burden, or for others of you, it will go away in the month of January. But I feel like you're growing deeper into your spirituality this month as well. I think you're also learning to trust your intuition, trust the signs and synchronicities, even like the 22 that we were talking about, trusting that these are talking to you. You know, this is Spirit's way of talking to you, of sharing things with you. Even your intuitive hits, like it's their way of trying to get you to realize something or understand something or dive deeper into something. What really stands out to me is like this card is like this person that's in this computer and there's knives coming out of it. And then here, this person is looking at a reflection of themselves and it's saying, mirror, who or what is triggering you? And it feels like this trigger could be something that actually frees you up more than you realize. So this is like immediately making me think of social media. So I will use that as an example. You could be getting heavily triggered because of social media, because of, you know, something online, something on your computer. And I think there's a need for you to acknowledge that, because maybe once you take a step away from it, go on a little bit of a social media break, a little bit of a detox, then that can't bother you anymore. And that actually makes you feel very free and very loose and very happy. And it almost feels like for some of you, it's like such a small little change, but it will make the biggest difference. And you wouldn't realize how much of a hold this thing has on you. And social media is an example of that, but it could be anything. It could be a person. It could be, yeah, it could be a person. It could be a place. It could be some kind of a memory that you have with somebody. But it's interesting that in this reflection, it's reflected her back to her, which makes me feel like you have the power to get rid of the trigger, or to work on the trigger, or to somehow, like, yeah, get away from the trigger. I feel like the power is in your hands, and even a little step would make a huge difference. So again, it really brings me back to social media. You know, you have the power to like pause your accounts or get rid of your apps, and you have the power not to engage with people that trigger you, or engage with drama, or engage with BS and toxicity. It's like you have the power to disengage from that. Ignore the garage. And I feel like this is something that you realize in January, but realize early on in 2026 that this is actually a blockage. And I think that the longer you try to live with it, the longer you try to like accept that it's always going to be this way, accept that it won't change, or for some reason you're thinking this will always be like this. But I think the moment you accept that it won't always be this way is the moment you start your expansion, and the moment you start living, and the moment you start to be very happy, and that burden is taken away from you. So I think this really boils down to Spirit is saying whatever is burdening you, whatever is triggering you, you have the power to disconnect from that. It could be as simple as turning off a screen, deleting an app, or it could be a little bit more, because if it's somebody that's actually in your life, it's not that easy to just disconnect from the screen. But you have the power to like confront the trigger, to become aware of the trigger, and to like do something about this trigger, or do something about the burden. This is such a, sorry, it's not weird. I almost said weird. It's not weird. It's like such an eerie card to me. Like, it just feels like kind of negative, because it feels like this person is throwing a bunch of knives out in our direction, and they're like behind this screen. And maybe if it was in a different context, I could view this in a different way, because I probably would. But I think in this context, it does feel like there's some negativity or some energy in your life that you have to detach from. And you got to do it sooner than later, because it will follow you. It will be there if you don't disconnect from it somehow. This could even be like societal norms, because talking about social media, we see that, you know, everyone lives a certain way, everyone has money, everyone is influencers, like everyone is doing certain things online. And I think that could also affect how you view yourself, affect how you love yourself, affect your ideas of how far along you should be in life, what your success should be by now, like all these things, right? Like we see this on social media through other people, and then we think, oh, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe our lives are messed up, maybe I have to change in order to be like them. So it feels like there's something like that, where it's like, maybe if this person is not directly attacking you or influencing you or triggering you, it is like a product of what they are doing. And I think Spirit is really saying that there is a need to detach completely from people or energies that make you feel this way. And I just think you'll be so much happier if you did. Sunflowers could be significant. Dancing, expressing yourself, happiness, laughing, feeling good about your life, all of that could be significant. It also feels like society just puts these expectations on you, when truly society should not put expectations on you. You can have expectations for yourself, and how much, progress you want to make, and where you want to be, and all these things. But it's like, other than you, nobody should be placing these crazy expectations onto you. So I think there's also that bit of a perspective shift here, to realize that, people online or this negativity shouldn't have such a hold on you. But that is a learning curve, and everyone has to experience that sense of awareness on what they are allowing themselves to absorb. especially when we're young and we don't realize these things. It's so easy to just get caught up into it. But I think that is something important for you to focus on in January of 2026. But I do think Spirit is by your side. This seems like a very spiritually awakening kind of an energy. There's a lot of spiritual development happening in your life, and you're gaining a lot of wisdom because you're like realizing things. You're becoming aware of things. And I think even the spiritual awareness, the spiritual strength, this feels like the Hermit card. Oh, I think it is the Hermit card because it's a number 9. I was going to say this feels like not isolation, but removing yourself from places, people, things, activities, energies that are just not aligned to you anymore. I think moving forward in 2026, starting in January, you need to align yourself a little bit better to who you are meant to be in the long run. And I think this Hermit energy, the High Priestess, all of this is kind of showing you that there are certain things to bring in, take out, there's certain things to work on, certain things to detach from, but it feels like you're really detaching in January. Not isolation, but you're really, finding comfort in your own company. You're healing with yourself. You're detaching from all these external things. And I think that's very healthy, and I think that will benefit you in the long run. I love Jupiter here, and this is just really showing me that there's a very specific type of person that you are, and you are meant to explore all aspects of being this human being. And I think maybe up until now, you weren't able to explore it, you didn't know who you were, but with Jupiter, I just see so much expansion that is possible for you in this lifetime. Especially now, starting now, it's a new year. It feels like the perfect opportunity to discover things about yourself, to grow spiritually, to grow as a person. But there is so much potential for you. Jupiter is expansive. It's massive. There are no limits in your life, or like the potential that you have. There's no limits on that. And I think that's another thing Spirit wants you to realize. I could also interpret this as like what am I trying to say? Like belittling yourself, like that little devil on your shoulder, telling yourself you're not good enough for something. Because this is making me think of a writer for some of you, like when you're sitting at your computer and you're like writing something. It feels like to be more positive about your work or about your outlet, to be more positive about maybe the creative side of you, or the side of you that wants to pursue a passion or a hobby, to be more positive about that and to not tear yourself down, and to embrace that you want to do this, and that to remind yourself you are good enough to go do all these things. So for some of you, there is like you are holding yourself back, which actually could be a trigger in a way, because it could stem from unhealed wounds that you have, from these beliefs that you have that you haven't worked through, beliefs that are not true. There really is something here about like your creative passions that could really take you to the top. So again, a writer is coming to me. So if you're writing a novel, if you're writing an article, if you just like to write, if you're a journalist, there's something here about like your written word could really take you to new heights. But it needs to be put out there. You need to believe in yourself enough to write what you're wanting to write, or work on this, and to put it out there for it to take off. And there is potential for it, but I think you have to get to that first step of doing that. So yeah, there could be a message here of coming out of your comfort zone for sure. And it feels like you want to start this new year on the right path. It does feel like you don't want to repeat previous patterns, especially if you did work through triggers recently, and if you did break free from previous patterns in your life, then it feels like you want to make sure you don't repeat them this year, especially in January when the year is getting started. This is also making me think of darts. And if you've ever played darts, if you've never played darts, it's like this game where you take these darts and you throw them at a wall and you just see what sticks. So it almost feels like if you're kind of in like a writer's block, or you're struggling to like put your work out there, or you're struggling to choose what to put out there, it feels like Spirit is saying just throw as much as you can at the wall and just see what sticks. And that would be much easier than like trying to decide on one thing, narrowing it down to one thing. Just throw as much as you can to the wall, and whatever sticks, it sticks. Go with that. So we have Virgo, we have Aries, Leo, nope, let me start over. We have Virgo, yeah, Virgo, and then we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and then we have Sagittarius with Jupiter. Okay, so now let's break it down to your love and relationships, your career and studies, and personal and spiritual growth. So first, let's look at Group 2's love and relationships. Ooh, that was quick. We have the Ace of Wands. That looks fun. Love and relationships for the month of January. Group 2's love and relationships for the month of January. Oh my God. That's crazy. We have the Ace of Wands, and then we have the Two of Cups, and then we have the Hanged Man. This is literally Venus in Cancer. This is like a soulmate card to me. So, and I was just saying, oh, that looks fun. Like, there's definitely some excitement in your love life. Now, if this is not about your love life, then you can even view this as friendships and platonic connections as well. But it does feel like after a period of stagnation, somebody is coming into your life. And it feels like a soulmate energy or a soul family energy. And this is somebody that you're going to grow with. You're going to have a lot of fun with this person. And I think there's a lot of emotional fulfillment here. I mean, it could literally be a romantic connection that you have with this person. For some of you, with this stagnation, it could have been like a no contact situation for a while, or a breakup situation that could have happened and you are like reconnecting. For others of you, you could have just been single for a very long time and this person is coming into your life kind of out of nowhere. But there does seem to be like a fun, exciting, spontaneous soulmate energy or a soul family energy coming into your life after a period of rest. So that's great. That happened very quickly. Okay, so let's look at Group 2's career and studies. Now, if you already have a person, then you could be taking it to the next level of commitment. Like if you're actively with somebody, then you're like making it official, or like your relationship is elevating somehow. Because it feels like it was kind of, you were in one stage for a while and now you're going up to the next stage. Wow, there's the High Priestess. This is your intro card. This is literally your intuition talking to you again. I'm going to keep that up there. Let's look at Group 2's career and studies in the month of January. The Magician and the High Priestess was here earlier too. I almost wonder if I should keep this in career and studies. I wonder for some of you if this triggering energy or, toxicity, toxic coworkers, toxic people, a toxic job, overworked, burnt out kind of an energy. There could be a message here of trusting your intuition on leaving to start something new and to take a leap of faith on starting something new, because that would be better for you. It does feel like there could be something tied to career or studies that's just like not for you. It's like burning you out. It's like not healthy. You're not happy with it anymore. Okay, motorcycle. So that could be a confirmation that Spirit wants you to know that, because we have the Magician here. and the Magician. And actually, Group 3's intro card is the Magician. So if some of you were drawn to Group 3, definitely go ahead and check that out too. But with this, it feels like your intuition is correct about you starting something new in career or studies. And these are 2 wildcats. That's so cool. Group 2's career and studies. Wow. Aw, birds of the same flock. What is it? Birds of the same feathers flock together. You finding your crowd. You finding where you truly belong when it comes to career or studies. It does feel like whatever you've been doing up until now probably isn't it for you, Group 2. Probably isn't it for you. And now it feels like your intuition, these are all 3 major arcana, and this is a major arcana too. That's crazy. Your intuition is really saying to you, hey, you can do better. You deserve better. You're more talented. You have gifts. You have ideas. And they're saying like you deserve to be somewhere else that treats you like a human being, that actually like treats you like an employee or treats you with respect and with love. It just feels like you're in the wrong flock. It feels like you are, and I was just saying these are 2 wildcats, and then here we have two geese. I guess they're geese. Because it feels like maybe you're just like in the wrong crowd, doing the wrong thing. So like in the wrong job, or maybe just the wrong company. Maybe you feel like you don't fit in school, you don't fit in at work. Something just feels like you don't belong where you are, and Spirit wants you to go somewhere else. Even like this, I think this is a cheetah or a jaguar, is looking in this direction. These birds are looking in this direction. So it feels like this is what you have, and your intuition is calling you somewhere else. And I think you should do it. I think you should listen to it. And I think that's where that expansive energy comes in. Even with the Page of Swords, if I'm viewing this card without this imagery, the Page of Swords is curiosity, new ideas. You want to pursue something, you want to try something, you want to learn something new. It's a very curious energy. It wants to read something, it wants to pick up a new hobby or a new skill. So I definitely think like there's something else that you should probably be doing for career or studies. So now let's look at Group 2's personal and spiritual growth. Oh, I love it. I love this. The 2 of Wands, Aries energy, but also the 2 of Wands reminds you that you have options. So I think even with this facing options, the universe is saying to you, yeah, like in life right now, you have options. And I think a lot of it has to do with the healing that you're currently going through, or detaching from certain people, or it has to do with career and studies. But yeah, I think in January, you're going to realize I have options. There's things I can do, and there's things I don't have to do. And I can go somewhere else. I can do something else. I think you are like broadening your horizons when it comes to that perspective. Let's clarify personal and spiritual growth for Group 2. Personal and spiritual growth in January. Mother of Swords. This is the Queen of Swords. And actually, the owl is incredibly wise. The owl is a symbol of wisdom and spirituality. So owls could be a sign for you. I definitely think you're standing your ground. You're learning to stand your ground. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles, which is this mountain. Yeah, that really feels like you have your sight set on new heights, new experiences, starting something new, and you're realizing like, I'm going to put my foot down, I'm going to set boundaries, I'm going to disconnect from people, places, things that are toxic, that are not serving my highest good. And it feels like even one step at a time, you are going to accomplish your next thing. You will overcome what you are currently going through, and you will get to the next step and to the next level. So I really love this for Group 2. And I think the huge takeaway is listening to your intuition, listening to that gut feeling, listening to the signs and synchronicities, because Spirit is talking to you. And there's literally a soulmate coming in too. So that's very cool to see. And we have the Lovers. We have the Two of Cups and the Lovers, which both of them to me are a form of a soulmate card. This could be somebody you meet at work or something like that, or school. Or if you take a new class, you can meet this person in a new class. Okay, so that is everything I am seeing. Let's go ahead and get some advice for group number 2. Let's get advice for group 2. Aw, I love it. Butterfly, a change for the better. June. Turkey, someone is behaving stupidly. Okay. Maybe keep an eye out for somebody that's behaving like this turkey. Oh. Rainbow, the most difficult part of a situation is over. I love that. And we have a change for better. We have chain of events that will affect your life. Hat, you will be playing a different role. That could literally be like a role in career, in your work. Elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. And wasn't I just saying that the owl is wisdom, and with all the spirituality, that's what you're gaining this month and going into 2026 is wisdom. We have Pin, oh my God, new job and career. Yeah, pretty obvious. We've talked about that a million times, so thank you for the confirmation. And then we have Tankard, celebration, fun, and enjoyment. Also, dragons could be significant too, because there's a little dragon on that. Okay, group number 2, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for checking in with us and for receiving these messages for January 2026. Go ahead and subscribe because, like I said, I have those 2026 videos lined up, ready to go. So definitely subscribe, stay tuned so you can watch all of them and get all the messages that you need to hear for the year of 2026. So yeah, stay tuned for that. If you're interested in exclusive content, I have a Patreon. You can go ahead and check it out. It has exclusive content. Did I just say that? I think I'm going crazy, you guys. Check out the link in the description if you're interested in Patreon. And then also I have an email. Obviously, Maya, you have an email. What am I trying to say? If you want to book a reading with me, go ahead and send me an email, you guys. I think I'm actually going crazy now. Send me an email and we can book a reading together. But thank you so much, you guys. And take good care of yourself. Stay tuned. I'll talk to you very soon. And happy 2026. Bye, guys. Hey guys, if you chose this Magician with the Field Tarot and this Fluorite chunk, this is your group. Hello, group number 3. Thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you for all of your support here on my channel. And I'm so excited to talk about January 2026 with you. So thank you so much for tapping in, for sharing your energy with us. And let's get right into it. This group feels very, very like explosive. There's something, it feels like a firecracker, and it feels like, especially with this Magician here, it's like you have a vision and you're going after it. And I love that. It feels very action oriented. It feels very much like you're very driven, you're very motivated, and you are physically putting in the work to get things done and to achieve your goals. So it literally feels like confident, outgoing. It's like this explosion. It's like a firecracker. It's like something is like gaining momentum. It's like getting bigger, it's expanding, and I just love this energy. It feels like such a nice energy to be in, and it feels like you're hitting the ground running in January 2026. It's like you know what you want, you know how to get there, and you're going to work for it, and I just love that. For some of you, it could be like a new project, a new hobby, or a new career path, or like something that's new, because the Magician is the number 1. It is kind of like starting at the beginning of something, so it could be like a new, something new you're starting, right? But it feels like you're very positive about it, and it's a very optimistic energy that is surrounding this Magician. So I really love that so far for group 3. I have a lot of cards here, so let's get right into it to see what is your energy in the month of January. So it is a little different than your current energy because this is kind of what your energy is going to become in the month of January. So this is the energy check, but if you feel like this doesn't resonate with you, then definitely check out a different group. After we talk about this, we will go in with the deck you chose to get specifics about love and relationships, career, studies, and personal and spiritual growth. So let's get right into it for group 3. Oh my god, I literally just said the word expansion. That's the second time that's happened today where I like said something and it literally shows up in the card as the key word. That is so interesting. Okay, expansion. Venus. It feels like even though you're starting something new or you're in this hustle mentality or you are like chasing a dream of yours and you're working towards it, it feels like you're still in tune to your heart. You're still tied in to your emotions and what makes you happy. I feel like this is a new era of truly listening to your heart and following your real passions instead of just like working just to work or doing things just to do them. I think you're like really backing things up with like, okay, I enjoy this. This is my passion. This is what I love to do, you know, and I want to expand on this. So it does feel like this energy, it's not just like mindlessly working and burning yourself out. It's like you have something that you really love, that you really want to do, want to expand on, and you want this to grow. And it is tied into your emotions and to your emotional fulfillment as well. Now, again with Venus, let me see what the rest of the cards are, because for some of you, Venus also talks about the 7th house, which is about partnerships and relationships. So we'll see. Well, I'll come back to that. Oh my gosh, and we have the King of Wands. So we do have a masculine energy coming up here. Else I was just talking about partnerships. I love it. It says, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? That's what I'm saying. Okay, this is very specific energy. It's a very strong energy. So I think you would know like immediately if this is your group or not. But this is what I was saying with the Magician earlier. It's like up until now, you could have been dimming your light. You know, so let me use an example, a hypothetical example. Say you are somebody that has a small business, or I always use social media as an example, but like this is for like creatives as well, right? So like anybody, if you have this goal of yours that you want to accomplish, you want to get started on it, but up until now you've been dimming your light. You've been telling yourself either you can't do it, it's not possible for you, you don't have the right tools, you don't have the right equipment, you don't have the right resources, you don't have the right platform. It's like there's always been excuses up until now. And these excuses are valid because we're human, right? So we're not just going to wake up feeling like the most confident, the best version of ourselves to where we're like, yeah, I can do anything that I want to do. That's just not life. That's just not how humans are. We have this defense mechanism. We have our ego, we have our heart that doesn't want to get broken. You know, there's so many things that goes into play on how we like decide what to do and how we like view things. And I think up until now, you've been playing it safe, or you don't want to get hurt, and you've kind of just been like hiding your true passion, hiding what you really want to do, hiding who you really are. But it just feels like now you're not hiding it. You know, you're not dimming your light anymore, especially if it's to fit in. No way, Jose. You are not dimming your light to fit in. You're not dimming your light in a business venture, if it's social media, if it's a creative thing. You're just not doing that anymore. You need to come out of that energy. And I think you will come out of that shadow kind of an energy. Wisdom with the number 5. Okay. I love this. So it feels like, so this would be the Hierophant. We have Taurus, we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, we have Taurus again because Venus is Taurus and Libra, so Taurus could be significant. Yeah, it feels like you're finally aligning to your true passions, to your true desires, but this feels very physical. It feels like you're creating something. You know, even the way this person is like holding this book, it just feels like you're creating something with your hands. Or it's like you're putting hard work into something, even if it's like an online thing, even if it's a digital thing. It just feels like you're finally pursuing something that you have put on the back burner for a very long time, because I think you didn't believe in yourself, or you talked yourself out of it for a very long time. But 2026 is the time. You know, I think that's why as soon as I sat down for this group, it just feels like this, like, I'm going, like there's no stopping me, because I'm finally doing it. I'm finally in this action-oriented energy, and I'm gonna get something done. And it just, you're taking it off the back burner. And it's interesting how there is this sun on the back of this card, and then on this card it almost kind of looks like a sun, you know, but there's like this large orange ball in both of these images, and that just feels like the light that is shining for you, but you have been avoiding it. You know, you have been trying to hide this light, trying to run away from this light, trying to hide in the shadows so the light doesn't shine on you. And I think you're finally accepting this light is for me. You know, I have to step into the light. I have to do what I need to do, because I can't escape it anymore. I can't deny it. I can't run away from it. So it feels like something is becoming very obvious to you in the month of January. Some of you could already be in this energy, but it's like something to expand on, and you can't hide it anymore. So that's very straightforward. For some of you, I felt this even before I saw that this is the King of Wands, but there could be something about a relationship coming in, you guys, in the month of January, because Venus talks about partnerships and relationships, and it's the 7th house. And the King of Wands, you know, it could be King or Queen of Wands, but it could be that you are manifesting and attracting some kind of a counterpart energy into your life in January. Now, this person could actually help you come out of your shell for some of you, or it's like you can meet this person through some collaboration, or it's like like-minded people are getting together and you meet this person because you finally decided to step out of the light. It led you to a very important person that you are meant to have a relationship with, or have a connection with, or a collaboration with. So it does feel like there is a very important person, whether it's a masculine or feminine energy, that is coming into your life, but it's all because you came out of the shadows. So it feels like a domino effect, and it feels like you have to come out of the shadows first in order for this person to even like find you, and for you to find them. If this person has nothing to do with work or collaboration, then it would be romantic, because I am seeing this is Venus, you know, so it does feel like it could be a romantic partner. And this person could also like hype you up, you know, this person could definitely give you a confidence boost and really hype you up to where you do put yourself out there and you do come out of the shadows. So it feels like whoever this person is, it would be a very positive influence, or they would be a very positive influence in your life. So this is very straightforward, you guys. Creating something, expanding in something, finding a new love, or finding a love and passion that you have been hiding and tucked away for a very long time, bringing something back out to the surface, and like you're not denying something anymore. You're finally in this action-oriented energy, and you're going after it, and you're chasing it instead of running away from it. So I love that. It's very straightforward. So let's get right into the cards that you guys chose. There could also be traveling involved, or like you're finally discovering your love for travel, or your love for different cultures, or you're finally, you know, taking that leap of faith to travel and to come out of your comfort zone. Because this dimming your light, it's like any comfort zone, you know, and this is a general reading, so just whatever comfort zone that you find yourself in, I think Spirit is advising you to come out of that. But with expansion, she's holding a globe, or like a little world, so it feels like there could be something about travel, because expansion is also Sagittarius energy, which is also a very like global, a worldwide kind of an energy. It's like it's just time to do something, whatever it is. It's like you need to take it off the back burner. So let's look at your love and relationships first. So for group number 3, what is group 3's love and relationships in the month of January? Group 3's we have the Queen of Swords. Group 3's love and relationships in the month of January. Oh my God. That's literally crazy because you saw me shuffle and you saw both of these cards come out. So we have a counterpart, King and Queen of Wands. So I think that also confirms the message that you are meeting somebody special in the month of January. Or if you've already met this person, then it's like your relationship or connection with this person is evolving a lot in the month of January. It's probably going from like 0 to 100 real quick. And this doesn't have to be love. It doesn't have to be romance. This could be anything. This could be a collaboration. This could be a friendship. This could be love because we have a counterpart here. But even with Venus, I mean, that is also like romance. But if it's not love, don't force it. It could just be platonic and something to do with collaboration, or somebody that just kind of helps you come out of your comfort zone a little bit. But it does feel like there's a very special connection waiting for you in the month of January. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be significant because we have both King and Queen of Air here. Can I get a hint? Maybe I'll ask, like, what is this relationship for some of you? What is this relationship going to be like? Whoa, these cards are like flying and like hitting me in the face. Oh my God. I'm done. I cannot. I'm done. I'm done. I have no words. I'm speechless. This literally like hit me in the face. And this popped up, and then this popped up, and you saw me shuffle. And no other cards came out. And this was so quickly, they answered this so quickly, and it was so obviously like hitting me in the face. They're like, Maya, this is a love relationship. Like, stop asking more questions about it. I'm like, dang, slow down. Like, okay, I get it. I get it, Spirit. It's a love connection. They're like, we put Venus out here. We put the King of Wands out here. We put this out here. They're like, what more do you need to know? Anyway, me and Spirit's little tangent aside, this is crazy because it definitely feels like two souls coming together with the image on this lovers. And I guess it's possibly a love connection for most of you. I don't want to say for everybody because I don't want to give false hope, but you know, I think take it if it resonates, right? I don't want to ask anymore because I don't want another card to hit me in the face, but we'll just take it, we'll leave it, and yeah. So, and it might happen very quickly just because all these cards came out very quickly. This literally hit me in the face. So it might be like the way you meet this person, it's like they're like right in front of you, or like something happens, or like it's like a funny interaction with them, or it happens very quickly, or you grow together very quickly, or it's like a very sudden thing, something like that. All right, I'm done. I'm leaving that. Let's move on. But yeah, it looks like there could be a very special and important connection coming into your life in the month of January. So let's move on. Let's look at your career and studies. Okay, career and studies. Group 3's career and studies in January. The Hanged Man. Let's clarify the Hanged Man for career and studies. Ooh, 6 of Coins. Let's get one more card. Career and studies for group number 3. Wow, you have 2 major arcana. You have 3 actually. Technically 4. Okay, so with the Hanged Man, with the 6 of Coins, and with Judgment, I think you're finally giving into something. And that's pretty much what we were talking about up until now, with either career, studies, maybe a hobby, maybe one of your skills, one of your talents, something that you enjoy, something you're passionate about. It feels like you're finally giving into it, and you're finally like doing it, because it does feel like you are resisting something up until now, but you're finally doing it. And I love that, because again, that feels like a confirmation for you to go after the thing that you want to do, and don't hold yourself back anymore. Don't dim your light anymore. Because it just feels like you were waiting. you know, with that Hanged Man, it's like you were waiting for like the right moment, the right opportunity. But it's this energy of like, you make your own opportunities, you make the right time happen. You know, like if we're waiting for the right time, or if we're waiting for the right opportunities, then we're just gonna be waiting forever. And I think especially with the Magician, and earlier we were saying like you could have been thinking that you don't have the resources, you don't have the tools. Well, the Magician literally has all 4 elements in front of him or her. So it's like you already have all the tools you need. And I think that's why Spirit is encouraging you to just get started. Like, don't think about the long term. Don't think about, I don't have this, I don't have that. Well, all these things, right? It's like just rip off the Band-Aid, and you do have the tools in front of you to get started. And I think it's just like this surrendering and this releasing to just like, how do I say this? Like, you know what I mean? Like when you're resisting it, you are kind of like creating friction. But when you surrender to it and you're like, okay, maybe I will think about it, maybe I will participate in it, maybe I'll take my chance with it, then it's like you're allowing something to flow more naturally, because that's what was meant for you in the first place. And with the 6 of Coins, it really feels like the universe will give you something in return. So it's like you putting yourself out there, the universe will match it and give that right back to you. So for example, you know, say if this is like a creative thing, right? Like you do your part to physically create something, and then they will do the rest of maybe getting the exposure that you need for that. It feels like they're saying to you, we will meet you halfway. You don't have to do this by yourself. You don't have to go from A to Z all by yourself. You just have to get the first step done, meet us halfway, and we'll take care of the rest. Because even with this and the angels up here, it does feel like divine timing, divine intervention. So they're really saying like, you don't have to overthink it so much. Just get started. So I really like that. And I think that's a very broad statement. So you can interpret that to whatever your niche is, whatever your situation is. But it's seeming to be very positive. So let's keep going. Shuffle a lot, you guys. So whenever we have these like crazy coincidences and crazy synchronicities like that, it's like it gives me goosebumps, because it's like I know that's real because I'm shuffling and like all of this is happening on camera. So it's like so crazy. Okay, so now let's look at group 3's personal and spiritual growth in the month of January. Personal and spiritual growth in the month of January. Wow. Wow. 8 of Wands. The Fool. Wow. Interesting. We also have the Knight of Cups. So Knight of Cups and 10 of Cups is here. And that does make me think about a relationship, especially because we have the counterpart energies here. We have the Lovers here. So it does feel like, it doesn't feel like you would go, well, okay, here's what I'm saying. It feels new. If you are meeting somebody or getting into a connection with somebody, or something is growing within a connection, it feels new, and it feels like you guys are feeling a lot at once, but the connection itself could only be like a month old or a couple weeks old. Does that make sense? Because it feels like it's still young, it's still new, you're still getting to know each other with that Knight of Cups, but you both already kind of have fallen head over heels for each other, or the connection has expanded a lot just in a few days, just in a few weeks. Even though it's still in the early stages, you're feeling so much for each other. And I think there is some level of like soulmate energy here, because we literally have Venus with the 7th house. So it does feel like the universe is bringing you together with somebody, and you're really about to have like this explosion. Like you're about to hit it off a lot in the month of January. And wow, I don't want to ask how you're going to meet them or anything, because I feel like, I don't know, they were a little spicy with me, salty with me with the cards here, but we'll just leave it, right? I think maybe I'm not supposed to ask how you're going to meet this person, but it just feels like there's like this instant attraction and you're gonna feel a lot right away. So, and then we have the Eight of Wands and the Fool, and I love this because this is showing me that the moment you do take this leap of faith, the moment you stop hiding and you do listen to your intuition and you do pursue something, it takes off very quickly. The momentum shifts very quickly. Or this new chapter that you're starting in January, it just takes off very fast. You're getting benefits very fast, or you're getting the recognition or the interviews or the acceptance letters and emails, like things are just moving very quickly because you have finally put yourself out there and you're finally having that new beginning for yourself. So again, it's like the momentum is very favorable, or what should I say? The momentum is in your favor. So that's why they just want you to do it, and they just want you to like go for it because it will work out for you. Let's get advice for group 3. August. Something could have happened in August. Someone's birthday could be in August. Somebody could be a Leo. Hey, this would be a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, King or Queen of Wands. We have Rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Okay, good to know. Maybe you're going to cross this person in August and you should not do it. Wow, another month. Let me switch up my deck a little bit. March through August could be a time frame, or like August to March, March to August. We have Arrow. You're on the right path regarding some aspects of your life. That's great. Good to know. I think that's also for you to take a leap of faith towards something. Chair empty. Someone is leaving your life. This could definitely be you walking away from something in order to start something new. Aw, bouquet, compliments from an admirer. Or this could even be the arrogant person. You're finally walking away from somebody that doesn't deserve to be in your life, and this fell on the ground. Younger man, dealings or relationship with a younger man. They could have dark hair and a fair complexion, the way this card does. Let's see, anything else for group 3 for January? Ooh, Mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. That's very similar to this Rooster energy, and even this energy of somebody leaving your life. Maybe it's time to give up on someone. It's like this person is not going to come around and they're not going to change the way you want them to, or they're just not going to give you what you want. And then we have career, which kind of was what we were really talking about today. So group 3, that is everything that I see for our reading today. Thank you so much for letting me give you this reading for January 2026. And I do have a Patreon. If you're interested in exclusive content, go ahead and check it out. The link is in the description below. And if you want to book a private reading with me, go ahead and email me and we can schedule a one-on-one session. That is also in the email, or that's also in the email. That's also in the description below. But take good care of yourself, you guys. Have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are. Please subscribe because I'm uploading all of our 2026 videos this month as well, so that way you can know when they are uploaded. But yeah, take good care of yourself and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.